Enjoying Wednesday, part of Elmhurst Public Library at Home, the library's online program series. Each week, our staff will be talking to you about what they're reading, watching, listening to, playing, or otherwise enjoying that they suggest to others. This week, I've really been enjoying Imploding the Mirage by The Killers. This is the band's sixth studio album, and over the last 16 years, they've grown a lot as a band, but they still retain their unique synth-pop sound. If all you know from The Killers is Mr. Brightside or Human, you've got a lot to look forward to, and you've been missing out.
Hi, I'm Linnea in the kids department, and a book that I recently read and would recommend is The Song of Achilles. As somebody who has very little prior knowledge of Greek mythology, I still felt like the storyline and the descriptiveness were engaging and fascinating. But at the same time, I think somebody who is a fan of Greek mythology and knows the story of Achilles would still find it interesting and would appreciate the accuracy that Madeline Miller, the author, put into the story. The writing really allows you to feel like you're in ancient Greece fighting alongside Achilles, and I was left in tears at some points and joy during others, something that I look for in a book and I think would allow you to really enjoy this. So overall, I'd recommend. Thank you.
What our family is enjoying this week is Blue Bloods on DVD. Blue Bloods is currently in its 10th season. It is a New York police drama about the three generations of the Reagan family that work in law enforcement. Although the show is filled with action, it is also family-oriented. At the end of every episode, the three generations sit down for a family dinner. In fact, a few years ago, they published a cookbook that features recipes inspired by the show. It is a beautiful book with vivid pictures. I think we may have to try the Arthur Avenue spaghetti and meatballs soon. Enjoy.
Hello, my name is Carol. I work in the kids department. I recently read a novel called Henry Himself by Stuart Onan. It is about a retired engineer and his family. He is facing getting older and dealing with how his family is changing. He enjoys puttering around the house and golfing with his friends. And this book is a character-based novel. You grow to love the characters in it. It is not a fast-paced novel. It is not action-packed, but it is very soothing in how it portrays everyday life and subtly shows you this humble man and how he loves his family. I really enjoyed the book, and there are two other books by this author about the same family, and I'm looking forward to reading both of those. So I would recommend this book if you like books by Ann Tyler or Richard Russo. It's really enjoyable getting to know Henry and his family.
Hey folks, a book I recently enjoyed was The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. It is a compelling fictional story that is contemporary and frustratingly familiar in our country. It centers around the character Star Carter, who witnesses the murder of her friend Khalil, an unarmed black teenager, at the hands of a police officer during a traffic stop. Star, who lives in a poor neighborhood but attends a fancy suburban prep school, has to deal with the pressure of being the only witness to Khalil's murder and how it begins to affect her life, her family, her friendships, and her neighborhood that erupts in protests. This story is equally painful, candid, funny, and powerful, and I hope you enjoy reading it. And for the movie lovers out there, it was adapted into a movie in 2018, so after you finish reading the book, you can enjoy the movie. Thanks.
This week, I am reading Horror Store by Grady Hendricks. This book looks just like an IKEA catalog. In fact, the hard copy actually feels like one. It's the same dimensions and shape. It's pretty incredible. From the typeface to the graphics, this traditional ghost story is literally wrapped up in unique packaging. The recognizable setting is an IKEA-like shop, clean lines, contemporary and modern, which quickly darkens to a gritting, menacing, and nightmarish scene. I do not typically like horror, but I loved this book. I read it when it was first published, and it's still stuck in my head 5 years later. It's a great Halloween read, but even better if you read it sitting in an IKEA showroom. We do have digital copies, but this book truly shines in hard copy. Both are available at the library.
Hey, it's Janine. I just wanted to share a podcast that I've been listening to recently and really enjoying. Science Rules with Bill Nye and Corey S. Powell. It's actually a call-in podcast, so if you have any of your own science questions, you can call in. And then they actually have leading experts in the various fields come on and help answer any of these questions. It's a wonderfully informative podcast. I feel like I've learned a lot about space, water, vitamins, anything you can think of. And recently, starting in March of this year, he started doing mini coronavirus episodes. So, and I've had a lot of questions during this time. It's been very interesting to listen to those. Again, Science Rules with Bill Nye and Corey S. Powell, available on Stitcher and Apple Podcasts. It's a free one to download. Or if this just reminds you of Bill Nye the Science Guy, which I grew up watching, we do have the DVDs available at the library. And we have, Bill Nye has written a couple books, and we also have those. So check it out. Enjoy.